All right, welcome back, race fans, live on the Race Spot TV, live on Facebook, YouTube, watching from the Racing Xtravaganza, live in York, Pennsylvania. We are ready to go. We've had a long day. We are down to our top 24 drivers, 12 in the Tim simulators, and 12 online qualifiers getting set to compete for a $700 prize, over $2,500 in cash and prizes on the line, including a possible chance to win a ride in a 410 sprint car. Hello everyone, my name is Tommy Rowe. Joining me alongside for the main event call, it'll be the Aussie Brett Wheeler. Well, race fans, it is time for the round number 1 of the Wicked Cushion Esports Championship Series race here at the Williams Grove Speedway. 24 drivers, 12 live sim qualifiers from the Tim Sim Racing simulators versus 12 online qualifiers from earlier on today, competing for $700 to win and a possible chance at the 410 sprint car ride. And we'll go and tell you how they'll line up for tonight's main event. Row number 1 on the inside in car number 1. That'll be Austin Carr. And to his outside in car number 7, that'll be Hayden Cardwell.
Inside second row in car number 22, position 3, Brandon Proudfoot on his outside from Western Australia, car number 98 of Tim Ryan.
Row number 3 on the inside in car number 49, the Napa Auto Parts. That'll be the Hala Maniac, David Heileman. And to his outside in the 222 Wicked Cushion entry, that'll be Weston Newell.
Alex Bergeron will line up out of position number 7, and Cole Newhoffen in car 11 will start position number 8.
Row number 5, we'll see the 85 of Tyler Schell alongside the 2 machine of Dylan Hauser.
Kyle Keane, car 17 will start position 11. Kendall Tucker, the 00, will start position 12.
Cody Hartlaw will start on the inside of row number 7 at car number 19, and to his outside at the 54. That'll be John Batista.
Joe Lusk inside the 8th row out of position 15. On his outside, Austin Simmelman out of position 16.
Row number 9 on the inside. That'll be Troy Wagman Jr. with Nick Cooper in the 35 on the outside.
10th row inside, also driving the number 00. It's going to be Tim Smith out of position 19. On his outside, out of position number 20. In car 52, James Eads.
Row number 11 on the inside. He's been the show thus far for the live seat qualifiers. In car number 5, it'll be Braden Eiler. And to his outside in car number 24, it'll be Sean Timmerman.
Your final row, car 38, Brett Strickland out of position 23. Out of position 24, Davin Cardwell.
Well, we have paced the racetrack 2 times. We're getting ready to go 30 laps here for the Wicked Cushion Esports Championship. Round number 1, it'll be Austin Carr, Hayden Cardwell, the front row with green.
And it's time to get dirty for 30. It's Carr and Cardwell side by side down into 1 and 2. That inside line completed by the drivers from the live seat qualifiers, and that outside the online drivers sitting in the comfort of their own home. Oh, Cardwell into the wall. Carr takes back the race lead. Lap number 1, and it's Austin Carr, the Cuban, flexing those muscles.
Hayden Cardwell, a little bump on the wall right there, loses the lead to Austin Carr, lap number 1. Sneaking into the picture, Alex Bergeron. We have our first caution of the evening. I do believe 1 lap in the books. That may be on Cody Hartlaw.
Completed. It was, yeah. Cody Hartlaw be there in the number 19 machine. We'll see if we can get a replay up on screen for you guys, as it's right there, just catching that outside wall in the center of turns number 3 and 4. And man, oh man, just a hard ride there for the number 19 machine, Cody Hartlaw. But again, he's still circulating around. It was in fact contact there. It might have been Kendall Tucker that was a contact with.
Not 100% sure on the contact. Going back through the replay, just a host of cars getting together back there. And Hartlaw, in the 19, just unfortunate circumstances, hits the wall, does a 360. Somehow keeps it going. Not sure how much damage is on that race car and if they have a quick repair or not. And I do believe they do not, so his race, if he can't keep it going, may be over.
Yeah, he's still rolling around the back again, just doing what he needs to, just trying to survive these first couple of laps, and then maybe try and get after it when the track starts to slick it off, when you take that horsepower situation out of the equation.
Not sure if their race control is going to count that first lap. Don't think everybody crossed the line It may be a complete restart, but unfortunately you can't go back to your original running order. You have to restart in the way that iRacing makes you line up. 0 laps in the books. It'll be a complete 30-lap restart for the main event. Live from the Racing Xtravaganza in York, Pennsylvania for the Wicked Cushion Esports, round number 1.
It is going to be a complete restart, but however, wherever iRacing tells them to go, that's where they will line up. So whatever position they are in right now, that's going to be the complete restart. I'm not going back to the original lineup. Of course, a little hard to do on the... Obviously, you can't do it on the iRacing servers, but yeah, they still give us a good platform to race. But we're going to go back to 30 laps on the board, Tommy.
Yeah, we're re-racked, restacked, pace truck, making that hard left-hand turn back into the pit area. It'll be up to Austin Carr setting the pace, and he's on the gas. Green flag is out, and Austin Carr leading him down the front straightaway. Hayden Cardwell sitting in position number 2, going to try to make the move. Here comes Bergeron on the inside.
Bergeron and Tim Ryan side by side already, but Cardwell to the race lead down the back straight. By the time he got to the Blue Bridge here at the Grove, he got the race lead. Cardwell, he's looking for the lead. 3 wide as here comes Bergeron up on the inside. Bergeron, Carr, side by side. And now Tim Ryan throwing his name into the mix. Top 4. What a good race this is at the moment. We've only completed lap number 1. But here comes Bergeron back down low into turn number 3 and 4. Cardwell blocks that line and tries to take the momentum away. But now he opens up the door for the top side of Tim Ryan.
Or car dance for the race lead. Alex Bergeron showing why he swept the iRacing Pro Series in all classes in 2019 at Williams Grove. He'll pull back to position number 2 alongside Tim Ryan as Hayden Cardwell showing the way. He gets a little loose right there out of 4. And now Ryan, he'll try to power on the outside. Here comes Bergeron once again on the inside.
Now Bergeron good on the low side of the racetrack, but top is the place to be. And again, these are online guys. Tim Ryan, Hayden Cardwell. Then you go back to Brandon Proudfoot. Proudfoot on the top side in the 22. Carr falling back to 6th. As here comes David Holloman making his way into position number 5. But it's Ryan around the outside of Bergeron. The 2 iRacing 410 world champions. Oh, the first ever one and the second ever one.
Brandon Proudfoot up to position number 4. He's got a very fast race car as well. And the Holomaniac, the Napa Auto Parts 49, up into the top 5. Austin Carr, your pole sitter. He's falling back to position number 7, maybe losing more as we have complete lap number 5. Still 25 laps to go. Hayden Cardwell showing the way. Alex Bergeron. Tim Ryan trying to run him down.
Yeah, Tim Ryan doing a nice job in second position right now. Alex Bergeron just following the former world champion around here at the Grove. Now, Bergeron goes back to the low side, realizing the top 2 were on the top side. And now Alex Bergeron going to pick up second position right now. And here comes the 22 of Brandon Proudfoot starting to climb over the rear crash bar, the rear tail tank of that Altus Esports number 98 machine.
Yeah, he put on an amazing move on the outside of the racetrack in his heat race, but that was a long, long time ago for him. But he's running very well as we have a caution out on the racetrack. Maybe Weston Newell in the 222.
Right, Weston Newell and Tim Smith both coming together there in turns number 1 and 2. Just sort of caught the back end of that one. So we'll bring a replay up on your screen right now. They were 3 wide down the front straightaway. And then, man, there was Tyler Shell. Tagged the back of Tim Smith. Weston Newell also got tagged, and Tim Smith had nowhere to go. And that 00 machine, well, he was happy that he made the show, but now unfortunately he forces a 7-hour drive back home and in what could be a 20-odd position finish.
Brett, we're 7 laps into this race. You see who the hard charger is at the moment?
I don't even have to look and see that it's probably James Edens up to 13th or Braden Isle. Let's take a look. Braden Isle up 10 positions. Davin Cardwell up 10 positions. James Edens up 7. Austin Silverman up 6. But, yep, Braden Isle. And again, this is the track that we've seen during those live seat qualifiers, during those preliminary mains.
Yeah, he had one of the fastest cars, somehow faster and a couple of tenths on most of the field that he was running against, but this is a different caliber field. But he's still putting on a clinic up to 11th. He's passed some very good cars, had some good luck thus far, looking for a top 10 run, maybe even more, as we're only 7 laps in, 23 laps to go. Hayden Cardwell, he's going to have his hands full on this restart, I expect.
Well, just looking at lap times as well, just while we're sort of about to go back to green, but fastest lap time for Braden Eiler, 18.614. However, that's in traffic, so that's certainly slowing up his time. The guys out in front, Alex Bergeron, with an 18.223. So you're looking at just shy of 0.4 of a second. But again, that's pretty much clean air for Alex Bergeron compared to what Braden Eiler is in lap traffic.
Exactly.
Well, not lap traffic, but just traffic in general.
Exactly. We'll see if Eiler can make something happen. Pace truck pulling back in. Hayden Cardwell back on the gas, and we are back underway. 7 laps down, 23 laps to go. Cardwell with a great jump. He pulls away from Bergeron this time. Tim Ryan still holding on to second. Here comes the Holomaniac on the bottom of the racetrack looking for position number 4.
Now Proudfoot and Eilerman both side by side in the live seat simulators right next to each other, but Bergeron now getting a run on Cardwell, just failed to get that corner exit speed on the exit of turn number 4. Tim Ryan back down low in turn number 1 and 2. That opens up the top side for Proudfoot and also Heinemann. But back up front right now, here comes Bergeron. He drives it deep into turns 3. The yellow flag comes out, and this could be a matter of timing for Alex Bergeron, as we've got Kyle Keane in car number 17 for the DB Sim team, the Blaney Sim team.
Did the caution come out with did the caution come out with Bergeron in the lead is the question, because Hayden Cardwell, a lot of pressure on that restart. We'll see who they give the lead to. I do believe it may be Bergeron that will take over the race lead.
I was just going to say, yeah, Bergeron's at the moment, while they're pacing around, Bergeron's just sitting in pole position. So, again, we speak about luck during these races. That might be the break that Bergeron needs, because now it's going to be his turn to dictate the pace now.
Absolutely. We know Bergeron is very good here at Williams Grove. This is his favorite track. He's said it before. He's proved it. He's won here many, many times. And he's looking for another big, prestigious win. The very first ever Wicked Cushion Esports Championship Series live from the Racing Xtravaganza. He's been one of the most talked about guys today up there at that Extravaganza, trying to prove them all that he's trying to back what he talks up.
Well, he was certainly the favorite coming into the event. And, you know, people have got their opinions of Alex. And as I said earlier, when it comes to professionalism, he is the guy that you want in your car.
Absolutely. Not a better overall, especially on the dirt side. But he's very good in the asphalt, too. He puts a lot of work and time and effort into any race that he prepares for. And the results prove it for themselves, as he's generally one of the fastest guys, if not the fastest guy, on any given race night. And it's happened time and time again. He's won a lot of money working these iRacing World Championships and big main events across the iRacing circuit. Pace truck pulls in. Alex Bergeron leading him back to the green this time. Green flag is out.
Now Bergeron straight to the top shelf into turn number 1 and 2. Cardwell down low. Ryan holding off Proudfoot and Heinemann. Heinemann moves into position 4. How long for? He's got it down into turn number 3. Proudfoot back to the top side. Heinemann sliding up, but Bergeron again. This is why, and if we watch Bergeron, you'll see why he's so good, because he's able to roll the corners in the center of the turn and just grab that speed on the exit of the turn, turns 2 and 4, and he's just got so much speed around here at the Grove.
Heilemann takes it to the top shelf of the racetrack, trying to get a run on Tim Ryan. That's for position number 3. Almost pulls up alongside him down the front straightaway. He'll try to make the momentum, maybe make a crossover here down the back straightaway. He's got a run. And here comes Heilemann, maybe able to make the pass at turn number 3 and 4, giving the third place spot to David Heilemann.
Yeah, Heilemann. Now, if we can get a timely yellow where Heilemann has a good jump on Cardwell, this is what we wanted to see. Heilemann v Bergeron at the start of the night, and that's what we got. But right now, it's Bergeron. He is just absolutely gapping the field. He's almost got a second on Hayden Cardwell. Lap times in the low 19s for your race leader, 19.106. 19 4s, 5 6s, and 7s pretty much for the rest of the field. And right now, Heilemann's gone back to the top side into turn 1 and 2. looking to get a run and trying to take some of that gap away from the second place driver of Hayden Cardwell.
And we got contact. Austin Carr makes some contact with the 22. I do believe that's Proudfoot. Proudfoot falls back a little bit. We got a gaggle of cars back here towards the middle of the field. As I do believe that's Austin Carr, your pole sitter, Cole Newhoff and James Edens all right there together. That's for position 6th, 7th, and 8th. Austin Simmelman and Braden Eiler up into the top 10 now as Alex Bergeron still showing the way. His lead has stretched over to a second.
Yeah, 14 down, 16 remain in tonight's main event. Keep an eye on the 52 of James Edens. He's up to position number 8 at the moment. He's battling with Cole Newhoffen for 7th as Edens. As I said earlier, Tommy, he's good on the bottom side. And I think during that sort of the online A main, he was just worried about trying to get as many positions as he can, trying to get into the show. And the B main, I should say, once he got into that B main, he was just sort of hanging on and just maybe testing out a few things.
Almost 4 wide for a moment for position 7 through 10 between James Edens all the way back to Braden Eiler as they close the gap just a little bit, but still Austin Carr sitting 6th. Kendall Tucker having a great run in the top 5. He's all over the back bumper of Tim Ryan. Ryan seeming to struggle as he's faded from the top 3 as Hayden Cardwell trying to run down Alex Bergeron, just not as consistent to make something happen at the moment as we come around at 17 down, 13 remaining for the Canadian Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, doing a phenomenal job is Alex Bergeron out in front. Cardwell still sits 2nd. David Harleman, your 410 USAC non-wing champion at the moment, riding in that 3rd position. Probably best battle on track would almost have to be, I want to say Tim Ryan and Kendall Tucker, because now they're going to go side by side here on the exit of 10. But 2, they make contact. Oh no, Kendall Tucker upside down around yellow. And this is going to take away that lead from Bergeron. And this is going to bring David Harleman back into the picture, Tommy.
Heileman was loving that, licking his chops. He's known for making the big, wild, crazy moves. Will we see another one in the closing laps from the Heilemaniac? He's got Hayden Cardwell sitting in position number 2 directly in front of him. Austin Carr, Tim Ryan round out to the top 5. It's James Edens. Braden Eiler from 21st up to 7th. Great drive by him as well as gained 14 spots. And what a phenomenal showing by this young man.
All these drivers have certainly put on a show here today, whether it was the live seat heat main, live seat qualifiers, heats, mains, preliminary mains, and same with the online guys. You see there, just Kendall Tucker just getting into the side of Tim Ryan then, and unfortunately Kendall Tucker coming off 2nd best in that one. But just going back to comparing with the live seat qualifiers, they run 1st, 3rd, and 4th. So the online guys run 2nd and 5th, and it just goes to show you that the diversity through the field, whether you're running on somebody else's equipment or whether you're running on your own equipment, again, the cream is always going to rise to the top, and you just know what to expect from these drivers that just are constantly always up front in these big races.
These are the best drivers in iRacing, competing for the $700, possibly $800 prize. And Alex Bergeron looking for that 410 sprint car ride as well. Maybe on his way as the live seat winner takes home tonight, they're guaranteed that 410 ride.
Well, 18 down and 12 to go in tonight's main event. So, Tommy, we're essentially a preliminary main away from finding out which driver is going to pick up that $700 payday and a potential ride in the 410 wing sprint car. And you would have to say you'd all but bet your money on Alex Bergeron with this restart, but don't count out David Heileman.
David Heileman's known to throw something wild and crazy into the picture. And we're back underway. Alex Bergeron, not the great jump that you've seen happen before. And now Heileman, he goes down to the bottom to try to cross over Cardwell to move up to position number 2 to try to run down Alex Bergeron. But Cardwell may not be done just yet, and here comes Austin Carr back in the picture. He had a fast hot rod in his heat race, faded back in the main event. Now he's worked his way back into the top 5.
Yeah, the Cuban certainly flexing some muscle right now in that fourth position. Look at James Eden challenging Tim Ryan for fifth. Ryan's got the run on the top side, but back up front, challenge for your race lead. And this time, Bergeron, he goes to the top side, protect the line. 3 wide, Carr through the middle on Heilemann. And James Eden sneaking around the outside of Carr and almost Tim Ryan. Oh boy, they're 3 wide down into turns 1 and 2. 10 laps to run.
Austin Carr threw it in there for everything. He had a little contact with David Heilemann, but Hayden Cardwell is there, less than 0.3 of a second. It'll be 10 laps to go. Try to make something happen. Can he upset the Canadian, Alex Bergeron? Make that 9 laps to go this time. They work down the back straight away. Can Hayden Cardwell get the job done?
Well, he lost $1,000 last week due to his internet. Let's hope he doesn't lose another $750, because you'd hate to lose nearly $2,000 in sim racing just for losing internet connection. He tried to chop the nose off of Alex Bergeron, and Bergeron into the wall, comes off the wall, down the racetrack. Cowboy, your new race leader. And how is Bergeron going to respond here, as they're going to have 7 laps left to run? Bergeron stays low, and it's going to be Cardwell to come back through the middle of the racetrack. Bergeron! No, it's going to be Cardwell.
Cardwell racing for everything he has. The online qualifier back to the top shelf of the racetrack. He'll try to power around Alex Bergeron down the back straightaway. 7 more trips around the Williams Grove Speedway. Here comes Bergeron on the bottom. Can't quite get the momentum for the big slide job. And don't worry, here comes David Heilemann. And Brett, we have a caution out on the racetrack.
Boy, oh boy.
Tim Ryan in the 98.
Again, this is heartbreaking right now for not only Tim Ryan, but I tell you what, saddle up, because here we go. We've got 7 to run. Cardwell's back in the lead. Bergeron, and then Heilemann. Braden. I'm not sure what Braden is doing there. Maybe just trying to see if he can find some grip on the bottom while we're under yellow. But man, I tell you what, Heilemann, he's now going to be on the back bumper of that number 12 machine.
We've got the best drivers rising to the occasion late in this feature event. It'll be 7 laps to go when we get them re-racked, rechecked. Tough break for Tim Ryan, who will finish in the 21st position, as we still have 20 cars running out there on the speedway. But Hayden Cardwell, he's going to have his hands full with the gaggle of cars that are behind him. What a field that he's going to have to try to hold off in this 410 sprint car feature event.
Yeah, the intensity is starting to rise as we wind down the laps. 7 to run. The lights are about to turn off on the iRacing.com page track. $2,500 prize pool. $750 to the winner. And just taking a look at some of the hard charges through the field. 2 names. In fact, we're going to name 3, but we named them earlier. Braden Eiler, 21st to 5th. He started position 6 in the E main, the second last row. He's up to 5th. James Edens from 20th to 6th. Davin Cardwell, 24th to 8th. And a notable mention, Austin Silverman, 16th to 7th. Big things coming for that number 82 machine.
We're getting ready to go 7 laps to distance. Will we get all 7 green flag laps? Hayden Cardwell going to try to run the race of his life. Coming back to green for the final time, hopefully. Cardwell on the gas, and we are back on the way for the Wiki Cushion Esports main event.
Both drivers, Cardwell, Bergeron, go to the top side along with David Heilemann. You almost get the feeling that you just take a look at the wing angle difference, the top wing, and that's the only thing that these drivers are able to adjust here on the fixed setup, as Bergeron is your new race leader with 6 laps left to run. And here comes Cardwell back with his own slide job on Bergeron down through turn number 1 and 2. Can Bergeron use the momentum off the top side to cross back underneath? No, he cannot. As Cardwell going to go down low, he will run the slider line. Alex is going to stay mid-track and try and drive back down the racetrack and get the grip, but it's going to be Hayden Cardwell, 5 to run.
5 laps to go for Hayden Cardwell in car number 7, the first online qualifier. Trying to upset Alex Bergeron. David Heilemann directly behind him. He'll come around to 4 laps to go this time, running the race of his life. Heilemann with a big slide job on Alex Bergeron. That's for 2nd, and that'll allow Cardwell to pull away even more.
Yeah, that move may just be maybe the move that Hayden Cardwell needed for someone to put pressure on Bergeron. But Bergeron, he has already gapped Heilemann by nearly half a second in one lap. Yellow is back out. And Tommy, it's now going to be 4 to run. We are essentially about 2 miles away from victory lane, and we still don't know who it's going to be.
Oh my goodness, Hayden Cardwell was running the race of his life. Alex Bergeron put the move on. Cardwell able to come right back and block it, pull away, but he's going to have to do it all over again as we're going to have 4 laps to go here at Williams Grove. It can't get better than this, Brett.
I've got a prediction here. I'm going to say that in the 3 and 4, on the very first lap that we go back to green, if Heilemann is close, it might even happen in 1 and 2. I doubt it, but I think it's going to happen in 3 and 4. If Heilemann's close, he's going to throw a double bonsai slider.
And for those watching out there, caution laps are not counting. So we're going to have a 4-lap shootout. Caution laps not counting. They're being manually hand-scored. Hayden Cardwell, he'll have 4 trips to hold off Alex Bergeron. Then it's David Heilemann in 3rd. Austin Carr, James Edens, Braden Eiler, your top 6 drivers. Davin Cardwell, Austin Simmelman, John Batista, Nick Cooper, your top 10. We'll go around the racetrack one more time before we turn them loose in what is possibly the final restart.
Well, if nerves weren't enough to start with, when you got 4 to run with $700 on the line, the anticipation builds.
This is going to get exciting. Hayden Cardwell trying to hold off Alex Bergeron. Bergeron, a heavy favorite, won all the iRacing World Championship races, late models, USAC 410s, World of Outlaw 410s here at the Williams Grove Speedway. This is his track. Trying to do it one more time in the live seat at York, Pennsylvania, the Racing Xtravaganza, the Wicked Cushion Esports Championship, round number 1. We'll go back to green. It'll be 4 laps to go. Hayden Cardwell on the gas, and he doesn't get that great of a restart this time. Bergeron able to hold on.
Oh no, Braden Eiler around, and that is heartbreak for the 5A after passing so many cars. The one restart with 4 to go, and he catches the wall and he turns around. The 5A of Braden Eiler will go to the back of the bus, and Tommy, he must feel a lot of heartbreak right now.
Tough break for Braden Eiler. Nothing to hang his head about, though. He came all the way back from the E-main to transfer into tonight's main event, run into the top 5 after starting 21st. Definitely nothing to hold your head about there.
Nope, from the E-main all the way up to, he had a 5th spot at one stage, and unfortunately he's just been given an EOL, so he will have to come from around that 21st spot. Still on the track, but I mean, there's still for a potential here of, I mean, he could still almost grab a top 10 if he's good enough, as what you're seeing on screen right now. On the right, you can see the action on the racetrack. The left-hand side, the Jeff Gordon Tim Sims Dirt Track Simulator chassis. That is David Heilemann, who is running in the 3rd position at the moment. Go back a couple of minutes ago, just before that last restart, the driver that was on screen was the man in 2nd spot as well, of Alex Bergeron. But the guy you see on screen at the moment, just looking a little bit cool, calm and collected right now, just chewing some fingernails, Tommy, just loving life at the moment.
Yeah, he's just cool, calm and collective, ready to go. He's been here plenty of times, not maybe in this type of situation in the live seat, but he's a professional, and he's proving it right now. Just maybe it's a little bit of nerves with the fingernail chewing. We'll see. But we'll see what he has in store for these final 4 laps.
All right, still with 4 laps remaining. The lights out on the iRacing.com pace truck. Again, Hayden Cardwell. He let $1,000 slip from his fingernails last week. Does he let this $750 slip? Can he hang on? I'll tell you what, this is going to be an interesting final 4 laps, Tommy. I'll tell you what, I'll bring us to the next. I'll bring us to the first two. You can have the last two, as Hayden Cardwell, Alex Bergeron, and David Harleman. Austin Carr a little bit slow there on that restart, but you see all these top drivers on the front straight away hugging that inside wall. Top three go straight to the top shelf. Carr down low. We'll keep an eye on Bergeron to see if we can get a run on your race leader, Hayden Cardwell, in that number 7 machine. Down into 3 we run. Cardwell slider line. Bergeron going to stay tucked to the inside wall, trying to get that moisture. 3 laps left to run that time by, and it is still Hayden Cardwell. He is coming close. Harleman into the wall. He gets that rear end on the wall and comes back down. That's surely going to have a busted rear end, so you'd think that Harleman, that is all but sewn up his race, and now just 2 laps left to run. Tommy, it's all yours. Can Cardwell hang on?
Hayden Cardwell, 2 sticks in the air, trying to hold off Alex Bergeron, who gets in the wall. It's all Hayden Cardwell, 1.5 more times around the Williams Grove Speedway, trying to pick up one of the biggest wins of his iRacing career. He'll come out of turn number 4. He'll see the white flag this time. He's got a 2.5 lead over Alex Bergeron. White flag for Hayden Cardwell in car number 7. Bergeron hanging on strong to second. It's Austin Carr third. James Eden's looking on the inside for position number 3, but down the back straightaway for the final time. He'll go into turn number 3 and 4. It'll be Hayden Cardwell in car number 7, picking up the first Wicked Cushion Esports Championship Series race at Williams Grove. Alex Bergeron second, Austin Carr third, James Eden's fourth, and I do believe David Cardwell will round out the top 5. Brett, what a drive by Hayden Cardwell.
Yeah, he let $1,000 slip from his fingers. He didn't let this 750. He wasn't going to be denied twice.
And I do believe we have Hayden Cardwell waiting in the wings. We'll pull him up here. Hayden Cardwell, your Wicked Cushion Esports Championship Series inaugural event winner. Hayden, you let one slip away last week at the Chili Bowl. How does this feel for redemption, bud?
Oh, dude, I feel like I could almost cry, dude. This is insane, dude. I know people say it's, just a game, but, last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, the internet went out. It was able to hang on all 30 laps here, dude, and I couldn't ask for all the guys at Wicked Cushion Esports, Matt and everybody, Tim Sims and everybody for just allowing me to be a part of this deal is awesome, and you guys for everything you do.